So 16, Eagles 4-0. Birds on the line. Hit that link and call in and let's talk some birds. Let's go.
Birds on the line, the one Trey Rock, the Bird Game 30-1. This show is for you, the Eagles fans. All you Eagles fans out there that have your opinion about the Birds, you know, we're going to give you guys 5 to 10 minutes apiece to jump on here.
We gave Poobie 1 carry! 1 carry! 1! Where was it? Where was it, the team?
Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon both did what they needed to do. I mean, you saw a struggling quarterback, you attacked him. You saw a struggling run defense, you attacked it, and you didn't shy away from it.
This team they're not good. I'm kind of getting scared of the Brady thing because I know they're going to do some, same old thing. I'm hoping they run the things a little bit more.
Sirianni listened to us and ran the ball. I mean, Jalen didn't have a good. I mean, he didn't really have a good production day, but the running did all that. Susan Jordan Howard came up in the practice squad.
What is up? What is up, you guys? We are here. Birds on the line. The call-in show for the ultimate Eagle fans out there. How's everybody doing today? It's your boy Bird Gang 31 with my brother from another mother, one Trizzle, Trey Rock in the building. How you been, Trey?
Oh man, I can't call it nothing but football. It's that season, bro.
It's that season. It's that season. Our Birds, baby. We 4-0, baby. We 4-0. I told you guys this season. Harder schedule won't matter. The Birds will keep winning. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about last game. I know it was a week ago, and our Bird game is so busy. I haven't been able to do too many lives about it. But we're going to talk about a little bit, tight game in Washington. But we did come out with that W. But what kind of takeaways did you get from that last game?
Resilient, man. Resilient. We got a battle-tested team. I know y'all see all the Cowboys, 49ers stuff. They blowing everybody out, but these the games right here you need. Because when you get into tight football games, backsides get sweaty. You get me, like, people start panicking. And I feel like we responded well. I mean, we started off slow, picked it up right before the halftime, and then, we was off and running from there. Our offense, we've been screaming about not being able to pass the football for the last 3 weeks. We finally got our passing game up and running. So that just makes us more of a dangerous team, man. It's like we could beat you on all dimensions. Defense, when the defense struggling, the offense help out. When the offense struggling, the defense hold tight, bro. It's just like we battle tested right now. And I love how our players are responding.
Yeah, man, we out there responding to things, I did hear Nick Sirianni say, he needs to start working on his play calling on the offensive side of football, man. How do you feel so far with these coordinators and the way that they're coaching these games up, Desai and Johnson there? Do you think they're doing a great job out there?
They learning, they growing, man. They growing every day with, like, game experience, practice. This is the best time to really work kinks out because this part of the schedule not as hard as it's going to be later on down the line. So we working and we still winning football games. I can't really complain, man. You gain experience through actual game experience going up against experienced defensive coordinators, experienced offensive coordinators, man. I feel like I said, they're growing with this football team.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we already got somebody in here. I see him back. Don't worry about Stu. You can do what you about to do, big dog. Do what you about to do. We get you back in here in a second. All right, that's all good. I got you. Yeah, man, everybody expected us to be hitting the ground running like we were last year, and it just takes time. You got new coordinators out there, you got new players out there, new defensive scheme, new offensive schemes. I will say, I am a little bit disappointed in terms of how we're playing, in terms of I feel like these games shouldn't be as close as they are. I feel like we have the talent level on the team to make it a more, bigger wins than what we are winning by right now. I think some defensive calls have been suspect. There have been some offensive calls definitely been suspect. But I do know it's the beginning of the season and it will grow as the season goes on because that's what you want your team to do. You want your team to build momentum throughout the season. You don't want them just coming out, peaking, because you peak for too long. 17 games to peak. That's a long ways to go. You know what I'm saying? You want to see these guys have challenges, struggle a little bit as long as we get those W's and, put it all together come mid-season, come in the season to be really hitting our peak then, because that's the time we need to be striding at.
Right. And plus, I don't feel like the 49ers and the Cowboys can sustain this kind of success. If you look at it, Christian McCaffrey balling right now, but we all know his injury history. We all know he's not a durable back. So, I don't feel like this dude gonna be hooping for that long or like at that level because of the health issues. Brandon Ayuk, he's also a dude that he's often injured. And I don't feel like Brock Purdy gonna be playing as good as he's playing throughout the. If you look at their schedule, bro, they really haven't played anybody for real that's really of notice, except for this week because them two going up against each other head to head. But other than that, the schedule been cupcake for them at the beginning of the season, and the Cowboys lost to an 0-2 team, so we know they really like suspect. A lot of the points they putting up is really defensive because of the defense. A lot of they opportunists right now. They're getting a lot of little strip fumbles and stuff like that. A lot of touchdowns on defense. So, I don't feel like it's gonna be sustainable. But what we doing, all we do week to week is grow. We like I said, we could dominate you in any kind of way. When the passing game wasn't going, DeAndre Swift went off for 170 something yards, 150 something yards, back to back weeks. The running game was struggling a little bit this week. We picked it up in the passing game. Jalen Hurts threw for over 300 yards. So it's like, bro, we really like a multi. We could beat you in multiple different ways, bro. And it's like you want that from your football team, even with a growing team. A lot of young players on the team, young offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. We still winning football games. That's all that really matters at this point.
Yes, sir. What up, Stu? How you doing, my guy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
How you been, buddy?
I've been good, man. I'm hanging in there, try to not stress myself out too much when I hear fans complaining that this team don't look like it did last year. To me, I think that's kind of a naive statement, to be honest with you, because of how we performed last year and being NFC champions, we're going to get everybody back shot. And to be honest with you, I think
Like he having some technical difficulties there.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't feel like that level of success is sustainable. It's the first 4 games of the season. They came out punching. I ain't gonna lie to you. They came out punching. They both look like dangerous football teams, but we all know it don't matter until it actually matters. We all fighting for that number 1 seed. I like what the 49ers doing over there. They kind of the same way. They could beat you in multiple different ways, but we've seen this team fold multiple different times. So, and that's like a Kyle Shanahan thing. He's a great offensive coordinator, but when games get tight, he's not a good. He reminds me of how Andy Reid was with the Eagles. Everything go out the window. We don't know how to game plan no more. The timeout thing is bro. Listen, I don't fear none of these football teams. I don't fear the 49ers or the Dallas Cowboys. We got to pick both of them this season. And once we go up against them, we're going to see who better. That's how I feel about the situation.
Yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see because as you see right now standing, we are the last of the undefeated teams in the building, 4-0 apiece. You know what I'm saying? You got to give much respect to the Niners. They're doing their thing over there in the Bay Area. But we definitely that team to beat, man. We're the team to beat. Niners doing their thing. We're doing our thing. But let's see who can sustain this throughout the season, like you said. Look, we got Cool Cat in the building. What up, Cool Cat?
Cool Cat.
Why do I gotta say this godforsaken show?
You already had one, Cool Cat. First time, you're not the first guy. You're number 2 right now.
I know, but salute to everybody. How you guys doing, by the way?
Chilling,
man. How you been, Cat?
I've been hanging in there, you know, the usual stuff. So, you know, getting ready for this game coming up, man. I just want to win. I just need a win.
That's
And it's
all
been
we
a while since
want.
I said this on this show. So for BG, Jalen freaking!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jalen. Hey, I got the Jalen freaking her shirt on. Look at that.
There you go. There
Jalen
you
fucking her,
go.
Jay.
That's
There
my
it
guy.
is. There
That's
it
my
is.
guy.
There it is. You know I'm always rocking
Yo,
Jalen Hurts up in the building for sure. That's my brother.
There
My
you
brother.
go. Exactly.
How you know? How you
So,
feeling about the Dutch
I
game? How you
said
feeling
this
about the Dutch?
multiple times. Sorry, BG.
What he said?
Yeah, I was going to say, I said this multiple times this week. Philadelphia Eagles what up, still? Philadelphia Eagles got to do
What's
the
up?
best they can because we're short-handed on the defense side of the ball. So we've got a lot of work to do on the defense side of the ball.
yeah,
Offensively, I trust Jalen freaking Hurts, but yeah, the defense side of the ball, they got a lot of work to do.
for sure.
I'm not really
Yeah,
worried too.
defensively, I that's what I meant to talk about before I got cut out. It's a storm going out here. That's why my service was a little messed up.
Mm-hmm.
But that I was watching Slay's podcast earlier this week, and basically there was one play where he was confused on the down and distance. He thought they had the first down, but it was like a 4th and 2, and he was like 8-9 yards off. And he said he said that was on him. If he would have actually made sure to down the distance, he probably would have came up and challenged. So that way we could have probably got off the field. He said, but basically, once we got the 31-24 lead, they went into prevent because they cool with them catching the ball in front of them, coming up, making a tackle, and trying to hold them to 3. You just don't want them to try to throw the ball over the top. So they was backing off in the secondary. I actually think adding Bradley Roby, though, I think that helps. Because if we ain't got Maddox there in the slot, at least we got an experienced slot guy who is in there, who understands, you know what I'm saying, his concepts of being inside and what he needs to do, understand the route combinations and what might be coming at him and how to react to those things. So adding him and elevating him for the practice squad, hopefully that helps with the secondary on the back end. But I really feel as though we need to play more press so that way our secondary can help the pass rush, just like you want the pass rush to help the secondary. It goes hand in hand. If you getting up there close, putting hands on these guys, not giving free releases, disrupting the timing of the route, we need to get used to doing that early because when we play against Miami, we're going to need to do that a lot.
Yeah.
But
Go
with
ahead.
me, we're bringing in Bradley Roby, and I think it'll be easier to play more press too. Because now you got 3 experienced guys. You can move Bradbury out of that nickel because I felt like Bradbury in the nickel, he did okay, but I like him better on the edge. You slide Job out, man. He held up for the past few weeks. I mean, he gave up a few plays. He gave up a few plays, but I mean, he held up for the most part. He wasn't just getting roasted out there. But now you got 3 experienced guys. Now you could do a little bit more with your defense. Kind of patch up that secondary a little bit more because Roby is an experienced guy. I don't feel like he's Maddox. Like Maddox is a little quicker, a little faster than him out of the slot, but he does know how to play that position. I watched dude for years, so maybe Childress can do a little bit more now. There's a little bit more trust out there, so I'm hoping. Good.
I feel like Roby's made plays throughout his career. You know what I'm saying? He's had game-winning interceptions. He done did some work. I thought he actually made a Pro Bowl until I started looking at his stats. He never made the Pro Bowl. But, you know, he's actually had some really good years out there. And, you know, he is a veteran to come in here and help out with this, you know, makeshift secondary that we have. You know, Sidney Brown's still out. You know, we have to see what happens with that, see if he comes back here next week. But he's out for this week. Blankenship's playing some good football out there. Slay and Bradbury doing their thing. But I think a guy like Roby to come in there, he is a veteran, like he says. You only can run so many coverages in the NFL now. The intricacies, the details of the play, that's something he probably have to pick up on a little bit better. But you tell him to go out there and you run a cover two, 2 over or whatever you want to tell him to run. He's gonna be able to go out there and run that coverage and play it at a different level. So, I'm not really worried too much about this secondary. It's going to come down to just, doing your job.
It's going to come down to Jalen Carter, B. It's going to come down to Jalen Carter now.
Yeah, and Jalen Carter
ain't going to be playing this game. He's officially out, as y'all talked about this week. He's out. So Jalen Carter's going to be getting all the snaps. So it's up to him to step up.
Not just Jalen Carter, though. Like I've been saying all offseason, it's about both of these Bulls. Both of these two.
Yep.
Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis been playing lights out. I told everybody Jordan Davis is going to be playing lights out. He's not only going to be that run stopping DT, he's going to get some sacks in there. I know he's got 1.5 sacks. He's doing the same, putting that pressure on the quarterback too as well. Overall, with terms of sacks as a team, we're not really getting home. You know what I'm saying? We right there. There's been Jalen Carter almost had a sack last week. A couple of people almost had sacks last week. At least Hassan Reddick finally got off the snide with getting a sack last week. But we are right there from being that explosive sack team that's just going to get after the quarterback game in, game out. I just think that the progression of these two, I definitely wanted to see these two on the football field. I always said Flex should have came off the bench this year. Let these guys start. Let these guys go at it.
I'm not feeling that, BG. I'm not feeling that because yes, Flash should take a back seat, but it's Fletcher Cox, though. It's Fletch. As much as I would love nothing more than Jalen Carter going up, getting his reps, you can't get rid of that. You can't get rid of Fletch.
Fletch is a veteran, right? And like he said, these young bulls are out there helping him play the best football he's probably played in a while because he feels the electricity from these young guys out there on that football field. And he wants to show that he's not washed. He is still here to play good football. He's been playing great this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he hasn't, but as you see, it's been Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter making the most impactful plays.
But you got to admit to this, BG. Before this injury, he was playing his best game.
No, I'm saying he was playing good. You also see who the guys lead on that defensive line is right now. You see that it is Jordan Davis and Carter. Fletch plays some good football, but Carter's like one of the best defensive linemen in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? I think what they say, he was ranked number 1 for defensive tackles through 4 games right now. Jalen Carter ranked number 1 right now, and that's not just rookies. That's in the league. He's the best defensive tackle in the league right now. Comparable to Aaron Donald, who we've been going to be playing this week, and guys like that. So these guys right now, they're young, and as you seen that they weren't even sweating when they were asking about what's going to happen now that Flex is out and you guys might play a little bit more time. They want the time. They want to go out there and prove that they are them dogs. You know what I'm saying? They won championships together. They know what time it is. They want the opportunity to play together and play hard together and go out there and make plays side by side. So I think this is nothing but a plus for that defensive line because we still got bulls out there. We still got Milton Williams, streaks out there. We still got other DTs out there that want to play football a little bit more than what they're playing. Especially Milton Williams. Every time he gets in the game, I see him making some kind of a play out there too as well. So, I think you're about to really see that Jordan Davis is not just a 2-down defensive tackle. You know what I'm saying? He's going to show you 3 down. He's going to be a 3-down defensive tackle. And Jalen Carter's going to be wreak havoc off of him getting double teamed this upcoming week.
I think it's a plus because they did have 4 weeks to work with Fletch and see how he operate out there. So I feel like them young boys going to be ready, man. They're going to be ready. They're going to be hungry. They know they're going to have more opportunities with Fletch being off the field. So, I feel like we're going to be straight, man.
Robert.
As long as our pass rushers doing what our outside pass rushers doing what they're supposed to do, they still going to eat in the middle. Jordan Davis might have to play a little bit more snaps this week, and that's fine. That's what we want from him. Yeah, I don't feel like we should panic at all about that. Fletch been doing his thing for years, but him taking the game off or something, it's not gonna hurt us too much.
Yeah. How do you feel about Hassan Reddick finally getting his first sack? Do you think he can continue this? This is about to be the beginning of what we seen at the end of last year, him dominating football games. We know he had that thumb injury early. He was, casted up. Last week was the first game he played without the cast, and he got a sack. Do you think it's time to really start seeing him crank into the season and start making big plays?
I hope so, man. Because when he when he's firing off the ball, he doing his thing. It make the defensive line a whole lot better. I feel like they've been doing a lot to really nullify Hassan Reddick, knowing what kind of threat he is, like sending two blockers over there, using their backs and tight ends to chip. I feel like they've been doing a great job with it, but it's only so long you're gonna be able to hold this dude up. And without the rest of our D line eating, bro, you can't really just focus on one dude. That could hurt you. So I feel like he's gonna have more opportunities. I feel like the side needs to really move him around more on their front. Like play him more like how they play Aaron Donald. Move him up and down the line. Up and down the line. Line him up in front of their weakest link and let him go. Bring him from that linebacker position and let him go. Don't just stick this dude on one side because it makes it easier for offensive coordinators. I feel like we need to move him around more.
Move him around in space. Yeah, I see that. I also want to see what's up with Nolan Smith, man. You see him? He's making hits. He's not that guy we thought he's going to be exactly. But you see him warming up now that the season's got started. He understands. He gets his first taste of NFL action out there. And he's going to go out there and start making some big plays. We might see him get his first sack this week.
I feel like with Nolan, he really hasn't been getting opportunities for real. It's like he's not playing that many snaps. So you take into account on a run play, you can't get a sack on a run play. So if he's in there, 2-3 plays in the first half, and he run the ball 2 times on both of them plays, there's really no opportunity for him to rush the passes. So, I mean, I feel like as the season goes on and they figure out how to work him in more, I feel like he's going to be more. I mean, he's going to be more because we know how Nolan Smith is. The dude is a dog, bro. Just need the opportunities. That's all.
Okay. And I'm not down on them yet. It's still early in the season. I'm not down on nobody yet on the team. Like we said earlier, like they're in transition mode. As long as we keep getting those W's while we're in a transition mode, that's all you can expect. That's all you should want as an Eagle fan. You know what I'm saying? We ain't peaking early, but we are showing you that we can win any kind of way you want. We need to win. You need our defense to win the game for us. We got our defense to win the game for us. You need the running game to win the game. Speaking of that running game, DeAndre Swift. This guy, he is home, and he's having a homecoming like Hassan Reddick did last year.
Guys, I'll see you guys next time I got something to handle. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. JALEN freaking!
JALEN Hurts! Yes, sir. And this guy's been nothing short of a miracle, man. Like to be the second leading rusher, only behind McCaffrey, and he didn't even have a first game, basically. The first game he had 1 carry. And he is the second leading rusher in the league. Imagine if he had some carries in the first game. Do you think they utilize him right now? Do you think we need to probably rely on him a little bit more as we get this offense cranked up? Or how do you think it's working out pretty well?
I feel like it's working out well because we all know the injury history of DeAndre Swift. You don't want to use him too much, but you want to use him just enough that he can be effective for your offense. So I feel like they're doing a great job in managing his health, his snaps. I mean, and when you need to lean on them, they leaning on them. So I mean, like, listen, we got a ton of dogs on this offense. DeAndre Swift doesn't have to be the focal point, but when we do have those games where we need him to spin, he's gonna spin it. So, I mean, on some real, Brian Johnson is a pick your poison type offense, man. We haven't seen Dallas Goedert go off yet, but he's gonna have that game where he click. AJ liable to go off any game. Devontae Smith, any game. And then you got Swift coming out the backfield. He's a dude threat. He could catch the ball out the backfield, and he runs hard. And the way our offensive line blocking, opening them holes up, he hitting the holes hard. So, I mean, listen, bro, I feel like we're using them perfectly right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we're using them perfectly right now.
And like he says, what about Penny though? We seen Swift, we seen Gainwell get in there. We haven't really seen too much of Penny. Do you think that Penny's just a insurance plan just in case Swift does go down? Just in case someone does get hurt, we still have him there, to go in there and make some plays for us. Or do you see him, getting incorporated into this offense coming up here?
I think it's a long season, man, and the Philadelphia Eagles know that. It's a long season. Swift he's gonna get his turn. I mean, Penny gonna get his turn. Like I said, I just brought up the durability. DeAndre Swift is a great back in this league, but he's also had an injury history. Kenny Gainwell, you don't want to rely on Kenny Gainwell being your main focal back. We seen it in the first game. They gave him 14 carries. He ended up with a rib injury. So, I mean, I think Rashad Penny just waiting his turn right now. We're going to need him later on down the season. And I don't think they brought this dude over here just for him to ride the bench the whole season. I feel like they got a plan for him. We just got to wait and see.
That's a good plan right there. You hold on to him to make sure if we need him, we got him. That's what I think the plan is. Kind of like the Robert Quinn last year. That dude didn't even play the whole season. We just kept him away from other teams when we picked him up. We're like, hey, we're on this run right now. We do not need you to go to other team that we might have to play, have to deal with you. We're going to keep you on the bench this year. And we let him recover. I love Swift, man. Like I said, I love what Swift was doing out there. I was at that game, the Minnesota game over there in Philly, and just to watch him, like they ran the same play, and he just kept chunking them. He kept chunking them. He's a chunk type of guy, and he seems a lot faster than what I thought he really was. He got that sly fast. He's not like, oh, he's a burner, but he's fast enough where he's out there, picking up those yards. He's out running the alignment a little bit. I think sometimes you need to take a little patient step before he actually goes, because sometimes he'd be out there ahead of his blocks. If he slow down a little bit, let the blocks hit, he can probably get a little bit more on that. Because I knew he was going to break one. I'm like, man, the way he's running, he's going to break one of these. He's about to break one of these. And then sure enough, he did break that one for the touchdown. It was awesome, man. I do love Swift, man. I think he's going to have a Pro Bowl year this year. And it's just the beginning of what we got for him. What about the injury we got right now with Jurgensen? And guys, remember, this isn't calling any of you guys. Hit that link at the top. Come talk some football with us. This is a show for you guys. This is Birds on the Line for you. So, random, Tay Slay, any of you guys want to hop up in here, talk some football, let's go. The link is, I know on my channel, it's pinned to the top of the channel, but I know the link is on everybody's channel overall. So, guys, this show's for you guys. Hit us up. Let's talk some football. But like I was saying, we got Cam Jurgens out right now. He just went to IR. How big of an impact do you think that's going to be for our Eagles?
I don't think it's going to be a big impact, super big impact. I mean, because me personally, I like Opeta. I feel like he could hold up there. I mean, he got dogs all around him. I mean, he got Kelsey out there, Lane Johnson. He got Jared Mailata. He got Dickerson out there. So these dudes all played last year together. And they're gonna help bring him along. And I know Stoutland been coaching this dude up hard all week, knowing he's coming in to be the starter. And his first real starting matchup is gonna be against Aaron Donald, and that's a tough matchup for anybody. But I feel like they're not gonna leave him on his own. They're gonna give him a lot of help. I mean, and I feel like he's gonna do well. He played well when he had to fill in last week. I feel like he played well. He played sturdy. You ain't had to call his name too much, so that's how you know. It's how you know when the offensive lineman is playing well, you don't hear their name. That's a good thing for an offensive lineman when you don't hear their name. So I feel like he'll be okay.
What about like he said Eddie said he don't think Opeta should be in. He thinks Steen should be in. What happened to Steen? I thought he was even pushing Cam Jordan for the starting spot. Why isn't he starting this week?
Because he's a rookie. I mean, you got Opeta as a vet. I mean, you don't really want to mess up what you got just throwing a rookie into the fire, especially against Aaron Donald right now, because that's the matchup they're gonna put in front of him. So I respect what they're doing. Opeta got football pedigree. He got some time in with Stoutland. Stoutland know best, man. I would question nothing Jeff Stoutland do on that offensive line. If you don't feel, maybe he didn't feel like Steen was ready for that kind of situation right now. That's why he's not starting. So, like I said, I trust Jeff Stoutland, and I feel like we're gonna do well this week.
I know they put him in a lot of tackle too. They had him at the lot of tackle one inside the the preseason and whatnot. So maybe he's just a backup for the preseason. You know what I'm saying? He said Opeta has years at Styling University. That's facts. And Opeta's never Opeta's played the last couple of years and hasn't played bad. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there. He hasn't played bad. I'm not worried about him playing. I did like seeing what I was seeing for Jurgensen. He was actually showing that he deserved to be the starter. But Opeta's definitely not. We always had reliable backups when it comes to Styling University and these guys coming in. So, like you said, I didn't think we even missed a beat last week when we had Jurgensen out. So I feel like it's been that way for the last couple of years, though, with our offensive line. There've been so many games you didn't even know that player was out for a couple of snaps, or a couple of series, and a couple of drives and whatnot. But the player was out, and you're like, "Whoa, I didn't even notice it." But the offense kept ticking. So yeah, I'm cool with Opeta. I just was concerned, like, why wasn't Steen, if he was so pushing for that starting spot, why was he thrown in there? I like the young guy, throw him in there, let them see what they can do. Now you also got an Opeta in the background where if you throw him in there, he looks suspect. Aaron Donald started using this little young bull. Then you can go ahead and throw Opeta in there, and then you go back to normal. But I understand what you're saying. He is a veteran. We are going against one of the best DTs in the game, so go ahead and start him out there.
Facts.
And let's talk about my boy Quez Watkins, because everybody's on his Ozzy trip right now. You know what I'm saying? They act like this guy done did miracles and done made super plays out there where he should be starting the third receiver, And I know Quez ain't done nothing yet. I know it. But that's my dog. I've been pushing Quez since I started. I love Quez Watkins, and I think he brings a different element to this football team that none of these other guys do. So what do you think about this week? Ozzy versus Quez. Do you think Ozzy should keep that third receiver spot, or do you think you give it back to Quez because it was an injury? It's not like he got, he was tearing it up through preseason, and training camp and whatnot. He just got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Do you give him another chance, or you just let Ozzy keep doing his thing?
For me, I'm a big guy on. I'm a big guy on not breaking chemistry. That's even when N'Kobe Dean coming back and Morrow and Cunningham playing as well as they have been playing. I don't break chemistry. I don't want to break chemistry. Now, if it start looking bad, all right, now you got Quest to throw in there and kind of speed it up a little bit. But I feel like he's been playing well. He's been playing well. He's been fitting in well with AJ Brown. He don't demand a lot of catches, but when he do, it's impactful catches. I feel like he fit well. Quez Watkins to me is just a deep threat, bro. To be honest, he's just a dude that can run. He can open up a little bit underneath stuff because, the fear of his speed. But I don't feel like he's as polished as a wide receiver as Zacchaeus is. Quez, you work him in gradually. You even sub him in when Devontae Smith need a breather. He could play that outside, stuff like that. And you just work him in gradually, and then you let him fight at practice for that. He's just coming off injury, bro. You don't take a dude's spot because somebody coming in off injury. That's my feeling on that.
That's what I feel like. If he's coming off injury, you don't. Well, I get what you're saying. You don't take him because he's been playing hot. But I feel like if Quez was in number 3, he was in number 3 for a reason. He had all training camp to decide that. He had all preseason to decide that. Quez was making plays throughout the training camp and preseason. So why don't you just let the bull come back in and get his spot back down? He obviously going to run both of them. They're going to both play regardless of what we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're both going to be out in that football field and give him opportunities just like you gave Ozzy opportunities. I don't feel like Quest gotten any opportunities this year to even make a play. So if he's back and healthy, let him make a play. Go try him out early in the game. Sit him deep. You say that deep threat, sit him deep early. Let's see if we can get him off that, back in a full game rotation, you know what I'm saying, to where it's good that we have number 3 and number 4 receiver on this football team because you need weapons at the end of the day. Even 3 and 4, what is it really on our depth chart? 5 and 6? You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got Dallas Goedert as the number 3. You still got, DeAndre Swift as being your number 4. If you really think about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so these guys are really 5 and 6 on the depth chart in terms of targets or where you're going to go with the football. So, I like him. He did it. He scored a touchdown last game. That looked good. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his job. He's making catches. He's doing his job. Yes, you don't throw him to the back burner, But yes, you definitely let Quest come back and try to game speed. Can't try to get an opportunity to get his job back. You know what I'm saying? Like to be that third receiver on a depth chart. So
Yeah, I think you let them fight it out at practice, but for this week, you go as the kids for this week because Quez working his way back off injury. You go as the kids this week, and then next week practice, you let them fight it out. I mean, I feel like dude at least deserved that. He been blocking his ass off. I mean, he catch the passes when they there for him. He made a couple impact catches for us the last 2 weeks. So
yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like you just take the dude off the field because Quez back. You let Quez work his way back into this offense.
Okay. Okay. Earn your spot. Earn your keep. Know what you talking about? Earn your keep up on here. I like it. I
Now,
like it. I
now
like
they
it.
throw Quez out on the field. He start making plays. All right, now we got something to talk about. But this season, he it wasn't his fault, but he hasn't really done anything for us. So
I just feel like Oz does the same type of plays that we can get from a Smitty or AJ in terms of the intermediate to short plays. Like Quest brings that burn the top. You can't coach that speed, and he's faster than everybody on our football team right now. He's a fast guy. He's one of the fast guys in the NFL. So if he can come back and we can hit him, I think it'll just take one deep bomb in the Quest where he actually catches that bull and scores a touchdown. Then everybody will be back on the Quest, train and understand that, he does his job at a very well. And we should be backing him up a little bit more than what we do. He says Quest is a deep threat. Oz finds holes in the zone. That's true, like I said. But we already got guys that do that. We got Goddard to do that. We got, Smitty to do that. We got AJ to do that. Quest is that deep threat that we don't really have per se. Like we know AJ can go deep. We know Smitty can go deep and catch a ball. But they're more utilized starting receivers that, if they're running these shallow routes with, everything going up in the middle of the field with them and Goddard, then Quest to take the top off and, get a couple touchdowns for us so this year. So we know he's not no superstar. We're talking about the fourth and fifth target on the team, but at the end of the day, I'm a big Quest Watkins fan. I want to see him get an opportunity to go out there and win his spot back. Win his spot back. Everybody hit that like. We are on Quest Burgate 31 channel. We are on One Trade Rocks channel. We're on BGN Sports Media channel. Hit that like. Subscribe if you have not subscribed to either one of our channels, man. The links are definitely inside of the chats, man. Anybody else want to get up in here? We are 37 minutes in. We only had 2 people. Come on, click the link. Click the link. Get up in here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link one more time for those that don't have it pinned on their other channels. So let's talk some football before we get into this, Rams game here. There you guys go. It's all good. Let's get into this Rams game while we're waiting for someone else to click the link, man. Aaron Donald says he can stop the push-tush, the brotherly shove. You're not worried about it. What do you think about that? You think the brotherly shove? I think that is my poll question today. You think the Rams can stop the brotherly shove?
Stopping it is difficult. You could get them on 1 or 2 of them. I don't think you could completely shut it down because it's quick hitting, it's fast. You gotta be ready, you gotta be set, you gotta stay low. It's so much, and we got some big hogs up front. And Jalen Hurts squatting 600 pounds. So
that is the difference. Do you agree that that's the difference? Because that's to me is the biggest difference. We watch game at Sunday and we watch on Saturday college football. We watch on Sundays pro football. They all try to damn play but don't get it. They try it. It's not like it's a play that's just made up for the Eagles that only the Eagles can run. No one else can run the same play. Everybody tries this play and doesn't succeed. So I am so sick and tired of these defensive coordinators come on. Before we play them and talk about it, the play should be illegal. When your team could try it too. But your quarterback don't squat 600. And I think that is, if you think about it, that's really the only thing that breaks the difference. And that's an icebreaker on the play for real. It's Jalen Hurts. Because if your quarterback squats 600 pounds, he's going to push the line. Everybody got an offensive line. I know we got the best offensive line in football, but come think about it. there's the number 2 offensive line in football. There's number 3 offensive line in football, and those are some good, big, good fucking players. Why can't they do the same thing? Why can't they do it as efficiently as us? It's
Bro,
because of Jalen Hurts, man. He's
it's
pushing that pound.
it's just like the Allen Iverson crossover, bro. It's unstoppable, so people won't ban it. Like people been running quarterback sneaks since football started, man.
Brady did it so many times.
Since football started, people been running quarterback sneaks, and I understand it's the push factor, but it's like that's a quarterback sneak, bro. It's like shit. We see, but Navy they run the triple option, bro. That's one of the most unstoppable offenses because it puts so much pressure, like for you to be disciplined. Like with our push tush, it's so much pressure for you to be disciplined because you don't know. It's like you don't know if they're gonna really run that sneak or like the week before where he fake it, drop back, somebody run it down. It's so much that you could do out of that. And plus you just got hogs up front. You got dudes that just ready to mow people. And Jalen Hurts don't make it no better because this dude legs is as strong as an ox. So I mean it's unstoppable. So people gonna try to ban it. People been running quarterback sneaks since the beginning of the time, bro.
Yeah. And even like last week when he did the around the end, you know what I'm saying? He ran around the end with it instead of going up the gut. Like you said, I don't even think we scratched the surface on things we can do with that play. I remember last year, what was it last year? We threw a toss play out of it or something like that. I think it was a toss play out of it. And like you said, we can pass out of it. We can run around the end out of it. We can do anything we want out of it. And I think that's what people don't like. They don't want to stay up all night trying to figure out the different multiple options for this play because the original way to play runs is it's unstoppable, man. What 96%? That what they say? We're 96%, and no one can stop the play. 90%. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, that's a play that efficient. It would drive a defensive coordinator crazy because it's like you can do whatever you want. They control the snap count. You know what I'm saying? What up the Aldridge? They control the snap count, so you don't know the snap count for one. And they're only gonna do it when they're ready to do it anyway. So it's like one of them things where it's like, okay, you're never gonna get that advantage of being like right there and jumping the snap count to destroy the play. Plus, you got the best center in football. You got the best left guard in football pushing right there because that's really where it stops at. The guards and the center, that's the main focal point of it. Maybe with Opeta in here, maybe it'll look a little different. But Jalen usually goes to Landon's side anyway. Every time he snaps the ball, he's going to Landon Dickerson's side because he's the best left guard in football right now. So it's gonna be hard to stop it ever. I think anytime it's a 4th and 1, just go ahead and do the play. Just not even wait. Just go do it.
Banning that play, bro, is like banning that play is like banning Steph Curry from shooting threes, bro. That shit,
right? Half court shots.
Yeah. It's like, bro, if you hitting that joint on 96% of clip, why would you stop doing it? Or like, come on, bro, y'all could do the same thing. Y'all don't got it like us. It's cheat. It's a cheat code. That's what they trying to say. It's a cheat code. They could just line
Get your quarterback in the weight room.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Get your quarterback in the weight room. He'll be able to push more weight. He'll be able to push the power a little bit more. But he does got our quarterback do got running back legs. And that's a big difference. Those guys got quarterback legs. He got running back legs. He can push that power. And that's going to always be the difference. And no, it should not be outlawed. And especially you can't outlaw it after all these teams are trying and failing. Because now you're being prejudiced. We let everybody try the same play. You can see it. You can line up the exact same way that we line up. You can do everything that we do, but you can't get the first or the 1 yard. Really? Is that big of a difference? So you're gonna try to outlaw a play that you can't do? That's ridiculous. I never heard of nothing like that, and I think it's dumb as hell.
They'll never pass it though. I mean, it's just the fact that people complaining about it, but they'll never pass that banning that play because if you ban that play, you gotta ban quarterback sneaks. Period. You gotta ban like nobody can run quarterback sneaks. If you ban that, there's a lot that come with that. So the NFL not gonna really touch that. I mean, it's just a lot of people crying and stuff.
They tried to last offseason and it didn't work. I don't imagine they're gonna go back to the drawing board and try to ban it this year.
Like you said, ban all quarterback sneaks though.
All right. I ain't just being too ticky-tacky. Man up, put your boots on, and stop the play. Now, a team like the Rams with Aaron Donald, maybe Aaron wants to stop the play, and he is one of the most, best defensive tackle we've probably ever seen in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the best for sure. So if he says he might be able to do it, let's see you do it then. Let's see you do it. I want to see you do it, Aaron. I would like us to run it like full time this game, just to see if he can. How many times out of 4 can Aaron Donald really stop this play? Because I don't think he will be able to. It's not just about him. It's about the whole line. It's about Jason Kelsey being healthy. If he's healthy enough to run and play, and Landon Dickerson's healthy enough on that left side to run and play, I don't care if you put who you put in front of him. None of those guys are stopping, 1,200 pounds of football coming at you straight up. I don't give. You can be the best of the best. You can probably put Sue, Aaron, and who else is a big guy? Clayus Campbell on that side. And all 3 of those guys will get pushed straight up, and it might be even when you talk about linemen against them. When you add that 600 squatting pounds from Jalen Hurts, that's when it's not going to be even no more. It's going to look a little bit better.
Hurts.
So, what do you think about all the pundits saying Hurts looks slower? That's a good one. Now, this one I want to talk to you about. People are even saying that Hurts has degressed this year. And I'm a huge Hurts fan. I won't say he degressed. I feel like we just haven't seen his best football yet this year.
I feel like it's kind of him, the offensive coordinator change. I mean, you see how he looked behind the offensive coordinator for last year. I feel like he's just working his way into his groove, man. I mean, I was saying the same thing. It kind of looked like Hurts reverting back to the rookie thing, where he
the first year started, huh?
Yeah, he won. Yeah, the first year started like he won read and go and stuff like. But it's really just him working his way into the offense, man. It's difficult switching offensive coordinators year after year after year. It's difficult.
We seen that greatness because those 2 years back to back, same coordinator.
Right.
Now you're seeing a different coordinator come in. Now you're seeing them work back. Oh, that's a good point.
He kind of do look a little slower, and I don't think that he looks slower. I think that defenses are actually putting together good game plans against him. It's like, I mean, they bringing up, they really dropping everybody back in coverage, but they still spying with Oz. All Oz is on Jalen Hurts right now. He doesn't really have running lanes and stuff like he used to. Even the read option not really working because they not biting on the option. They just playing Jalen Hurts the whole time. So I don't feel like he looks slower. I feel like defenses are kind of catching on, not completely shutting his legs down, but containing them. And I feel like it makes it look like he's doing slower because he got to make faster, speedier, more decisions, more speedier decisions. And he was kind of hesitating at the beginning, but I feel like he's starting to get his legs back. He's starting to get his groove back. We've seen a lot of nice runs last week. I mean, maybe that, and I hope that'll carry on to, the next couple of weeks.
But I also noticed too, even with the RPOs, we're not really doing them as much. Yeah, we're doing more straight handoffs.
It's because of the game plan. They game planning against Hurts' legs now. If you look at it,
they got still got to show it as a threat, though. I feel like you can't take away that part of Hurts. A lot of people say since you got the fat contract, you don't want to see your quarterback run as much. I say you keep running him. He got money. He gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? If he gets hurt, he gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Keep running this bull. You can't stop what made you so dangerous. Once you take away that element of the offense, I feel like you're making our offense weaker. But that was something that they had problems stopping. The way he was running the football was a problem. It wasn't it wasn't something that, okay, well, we just made him do it because he can do it. It was like it's part of the offensive game plan. It kept us balanced. It kept the running backs getting open holes. It kept the receivers getting open a lot more than what they are. When you go to more traditional offense with Jalen Hurts, you're weakening your offense. You're weakening it. Yes, everybody knows you can hand off the football. And yes, Swift is having a hell of a season, But it can be that much better if you keep him in that same game plan. You got to keep him in doing what he did best. That's the reason why you gave him that back contract, for what he did.
It's hard to run the read option when the read option not there. The first 2 weeks.
We're not really running it, so how do we know if it's there or not?
No, we running it, bro. But it's not there. Like, why you gonna keep attempting to run it if it's not there? You guys kind of scrap it. Now, Now, in the design runs, I can see them calling a little bit more of that. I feel like they should do that. But the read option itself, if the end's sitting on Jalen Hurts the whole time, he's never pulling that football. So the read option is really pointless. You might as well just run straight up runs.
But that's the reason why he prefers triple threat, because he has the smarts to make that decision. I feel like we don't run the plays to make him leave it up to him anymore. I feel like we're following plays to keep him safe.
The first 2 weeks we ran a lot of read options, and it was sloppy. It didn't look good because they was taking away Hurts leads. He didn't have that option. It was pull it and pass or hand it off. That read option wasn't there. So they kind of scrapped it. I understood like it was slowing our offense down because you got two motherfuckers on the edge waiting for Jalen Hurts. He's never pulling that football. They handed it off the whole time. How you think Swift was going off like that? A lot of them was read option plays. And the DN stayed with Hurts. He handed it off and Swift creased it. So it's like, bro, like they not allow defenses really not allowing Jalen Hurts to use his legs like last year.
Well, we got to figure it out. You know, we got to figure it out. So there's more than just one way to run the read option. I feel like our offense is still limited. I feel like our offense is not evolved to a better offense. You know, like we said, Johnson's coming in. Johnson knows this cat since high school. He knows his favorite places, high school, college, you know, to the pros. He's even been with the Eagles for the last couple of years. So he should know how to get the best out of Jalen Hurts. I don't feel like he's utilizing those skills right now. I feel like our offense is kind of it's not even what it was last year. You know, and last year was explosive. And I know defensive players differently this year. That's true. They do play. You heard AJ talking about, hey, they've been throwing some stuff at us. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I ain't know what's going on out here. Like, they've been throwing a lot of different looks at the offense, and so they're not getting the plays that we normally get to, you know, get. But at the end of the day, as an offensive coordinator, that's what you get paid for. Figure out what adjustment they just made and make an adjustment to the adjustment. And get our players to football. You know, I still ain't seen no screenplays really like that. I still ain't seen no bubble screens, no regular screenplay, no tight end pops, none of the stuff that we used to be good at. We still not seeing it right now. That's why I put it more on Johnson. Because like you, the offensive coordinator, man, you need to make this happen. You need to make things happen. You know, the red zone offense looks horrible. Straight trash. Like, how you gonna drive up the field but can't score a touchdown?
Right.
Jake Elliott should have more points than the whole Giants offensive football team right now. You know, so shout out to Jake. I love you. You know, the best kicker in the league, but come on now. He shouldn't have all these points. It's because we get into the red zone and we're stalling out because you can't think of a play in tight coverage. That's the problem. You're a professional coach. You should be able to think of red zone plays. With the players we got on this offense, you should think of a lot of it. Because you see, you just look across the board. Look at the rest of the NFL league. People are scoring in the red zone all day, every day on easy plays. Why can't you pick out some of those plays, incorporate it into your offense? You know, like what's going on there? Like I feel like Johnson really needs to step it up. Like he's letting us down right now. Is what I really feel like.
Oh, he growing, bro. That's all it is. He growing. I feel like the mistakes he made last week, he didn't make this week. I mean, the week that just passed. So if you see a coordinator constantly evolving, that's all you can really ask for from a first year coordinator. Slowing the offense down, I don't feel like it's really slowing the offense down. I feel like what's really slowing our offense down right now is we don't know who to feature week by week. So, I mean, everything is just kind of winging it. It's like, all right, if AJ open, we're going to hit AJ. The game, I don't feel like the game plan is catered towards defenses right now. I think it's catered more towards us, like trying to get our offense players involved. And if we start kind of dictating to defenses instead of them dictating what we do, I feel like it'd be a little bit better.
Okay, since you said that, Trey, when AJ made that fuss on the sideline, I noticed in the last two plays we tried to hurry up and get AJ the ball. You
Mm.
think that's a problem? Because we shouldn't
I
force
feel,
feed nobody. Like you just said, we have way too many offensive weapons on the football team to force feed anybody. To force feed anybody. I don't care if you bitch all game long. Whoever's open's open. You
right.
know, whoever's getting got the hot hand got the hot hand. Don't be that guy on the football team. Do you think that's a problem that maybe the Eagles need to really look at in terms of AJ Brown? You know, asking. You know, and I want him to. I want him. I want every receiver to want the football. That's what you want out of your receiver. You want him to be the guy who wants to make the big plays. And I understand that, but that could be a problem. We can't have a. You know, it's like you can't have a star receiver but have a star receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how our offense is predicated. You can't have that star receiver be the star receiver. Like, how do you want to say it? Like, we can't force feed him the ball, basically. You just gotta let if the game comes to you, he wasn't saying this last year. He wasn't out here doing this last year when he had 200 yards. The next game, Smitty had 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? The next game he came back. Next game, Smitty. Next game got. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't saying it then. So why are you saying it now? And I think that's a huge problem that we need to get under wraps. He said, I think it's a problem. Yeah, I think it's a problem too.
Um, I think it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. I mean, meaning it's not a problem until it becomes a problem. Meaning, I mean, we winning right now. AJ Brown is going off, so I could see it be a problem if he was force feeding him and he wasn't playing as well as he's playing. But if y'all do want to call it force feeding, the dude is eating right now. Well, yeah,
But it makes our offense more than one dimensional. Even if he is eating, right? Because you're relying on him to eat. And yes, he is eating. That only can happen for so many games. You know, that's something that's easier to stop one player. You know what I'm saying? That's something easier to stop as a one player as opposed to, you know, oh, who are we going to stop? Because all these guys are eating right now. You know, Smitty just had 200 yards. You know, Goddard just had 100 yards. Oh, our running game just had, 200 yards. That's a lot harder coming into a game that, okay, the last two games, A.J. Brown been eating like a beast. So all we got to do is stop A.J. Brown. And that
all right,
offense.
but no. Even what you're saying, all we gotta do is stop AJ Brown. Now you bring the game plan to stop AJ Brown. Now you got problems still, because now you got Smitty over there, and he's the number one too. So if you is coming with that game plan, Smitty gonna have a 200-yard day. Goddard gonna have a 100-yard day. You see how that work hand in hand? It work hand in hand. That's not a problem. That's a good problem for real. Because now y'all focusing all your attention on him. Devontae Smith over there cooking y'all other cornerback all game. And if we're gonna say force feeding, the only one that can force feed him is Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, even if the play call towards that, the only one Jalen Hurts the one with the eyes out there. So he the one force feeding. I mean, I don't feel like
Your
he forced.
brother, so of course he'll force feed if that's really the case.
Well, you can't bring that down on Brian Johnson and then not give Jalen Hurts some of that blame too. So it's like,
Okay.
I mean, that's he the one throwing him the football. So I mean, I feel like if you feel like that's the best matchup, and last week Brown against Forbes, that's your best matchup. He's a rookie, so why wouldn't
Remember the
you
game
give him the
before?
football?
How many of those games, the Washington game, how many of those plays did we not see Goddard wide open that he was force feeding? You know what I'm saying? That we had all these other players wide open and he wasn't getting them the ball because he was going to AJ.
AJ was open too. It's like shit. He was open too, bro. Like shit. Ain't like he didn't go off. Now if he's doing doing 7, 8 passes and he only caught like 2, 3 of them joints, then I feel the way y'all feel. But that dude was cooking that ball out there. So I'm giving him the rock too. I ain't even gonna y'all gonna have to play the back burner right now. AJ hooping. I'm giving him the rock too. Go do something with that big guy. He talking about that's your number one wide receiver. You gonna get it if he hot. You gonna keep.
But we don't have a number one. Remember, we have two number ones
Exactly.
and a number one tight end.
Well, if you see a bad matchup, why would you not attack it though? It's like,
But if these other guys are getting over two, why aren't you hitting those guys too to keep it balanced?
and you seen him hit Smitty deep in the second half going into halftime. I don't think he force feeding AJ Brown. AJ Brown just open. It's like shit. He's beating dudes off the line in 1.5 2 seconds. It's like, bro, why would you not get on the football?
I
I
get
don't
it.
think it's a problem until it become a problem.
But you don't think that in terms of like my biggest thing is the biggest thing from last year I seen this football team that I really respected and really liked about it. It was so dimensional. You know what I'm saying? You didn't really know who to stop. And there was so many players you had to try to stop that you didn't really know who to stop on any given Sunday. I don't want it to get to the point where like you got a lead receiver. I don't want to ever be a lead receiver because I think that would take away from our dynamic play. You know, whatever's a lead guy, like last year, AJ broke the record for most yards. Smitty broke the record for most receptions. That's balance. You know what I'm saying? That's balance.
Yeah.
I don't think either one of them should ever, go outside their realm of being what they do. And I think that we should never ever get to the point where even if either one of them are bitching on the sideline, that should not, go into any kind of measures of how you should play, call the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that did affect the Eagles football team when he was pouting that side. I feel like you've seen it. What happened after he pouted? AJ went 3 straight plays. Hurts went straight to AJ. He wasn't even looking. He was okay, AJ, you want the ball? Here you go. Boom, 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 boom. You know? That can't happen with this football team. That's selfish play. That's selfish football. You need to stay balanced, stay on schedule, and even as a play caller for Brad, he can't even let AJ get in his ear at all. AJ is a top receiver in the league. I understand that. But keep calling your plays the way you call your plays with the floor of the football game and go from there. Don't ever let any one of these guys, none of them have the right, because I feel like we have a bunch of stars on this football team on the offense side. None of them have the right to just want the ball more than the other. And I know they all want the ball more than the other, but none of them have the right to say, talk about it. You just call your game plan the way you need to call your game plan. Let's win some, keep winning some football games. Once you get one dimensional, that's a big thing. Even with what I was saying about Hurts using his legs, like once you stop that, took a whole third of our offense out. You know what I'm saying? Took a whole third of our offense out because he is part of the running game. That's the biggest thing. The best part about Jalen Hurts, he affects the passing game and he affects the rushing game. If you take away him affecting that rushing game, now he only is affecting the passing game. Now what you got? You know? So I want to see these guys stay balanced on the offensive side of football. I want to see these coordinators understand that, you don't have to force feed nobody. You ain't got to do nothing different. You got a whole year worth of stuff, which I know people are game planning against, but, you got to figure out the way to keep that same strategy, add your wrinkles, and let's keep driving football. Like, here it is. This is just us talking about stuff, what the Eagles are for. No. So are we really bitching about anything? No. We're still undefeated. We still haven't lost a football game. My 15-2 record is still looking promising to me right now. Let's talk about these Rams, though. Are you worried at all Cooper Kupp is coming back with these guys? They got a rookie over there who's doing some, all world numbers over there. That rookie, well, I ain't going to mess up his name like that. But he been playing some good football. But Cooper Kupp's coming back this year, one of the best in the league. Do you think that that's going to be a challenge for the secondary?
I mean, Cooper Kupp coming off the lengthy injury that he had. I mean, I don't feel like his first game back he's going to be a super big factor. I feel like they're going to be trying to work him back into the offense. I mean, still testing his injury, stuff like that. But the youngin Puka Nacua, you got to watch out for him because he been hooping.
Who is that? Where'd he come from?
I don't know where he came from, but that's Matthew Stafford's favorite target, and the dude's putting up hella numbers right now. So I'm gonna have to watch out for that dude. And plus, the Sean McVay scheme is just made towards scheming players. It's beautiful, man. You watch this dude work, it's beautiful. They don't have a spectacular run game, but they can run the football somewhat. But they relying on Matt Stafford, man. They relying on him and his arm. And I mean, he's been responding well. Yeah.
That's Eddie.
If our secondary could hold up, yeah, our D line gonna eat because the Rams' offensive line is suspect, man. They got a lot of. It's like a revolving door over there. Max Stafford been hit a lot this season. I mean, I think he's one of the top 3 in quarterback hits this season.
That don't even matter. Consider that we went against Washington. He had 19 sacks or something like that. Crazy number about that, and we couldn't even really get to him like that. He looked all world.
Facts. But you do not want, and I say this and I mean this, you do not want Matthew Stafford to get hot, bro. Because
Facts.
that dude can throw the pill. Any arm angle, on the run, stationary,
All facts.
getting hit. The dude he's an accurate quarterback. He throw bullets. So our secondary is gonna have to come to play, and our pass rush is gonna have to be on point this week because you don't want this dude to get hot, man. He really can throw the pill. He doesn't have a abundance of weapons like he used to have, but he still got 30 pass catchers out there, Tutu Atwell, dudes like that can break a game open if you allow him to. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup, and we playing at LA. That West Coast swing really doesn't help football players, man. It kind of hurts them because of the time change. But, I mean, if we bring our A game, these dudes cannot F with us, bro, at all. They don't have the talent to stand up with us for 4 quarters. I mean, it's just going to be Sean trying to – I mean, it's going to be Desai versus Sean McVay, basically. Like, I mean, how you hold up against that offensive scheming and shit, man. Because it's
the
beautiful.
good thing about it is Desai comes from Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays around twice a year. So he kind of already knows that scheme, that setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should be very familiar with this team in terms of calling plays against him. When he was sitting there wondering, I would do this, I would do that. Now you got your chance to do this and that. He said, I heard the Rams use a lot of motion. Yeah, they probably do. They were not good in motion or bunch formation. That's a fact. We have been getting used off motion and bunch formations. I will agree with that one. I will agree with that. Do you think Darius Slay's playing his best football right now? I know he started off the Big Six, but is he really playing that great of football right now?
It's kind of hard to tell, man. It's week to week with Darius Slay.
Hold on one second. Put you on so long for a second.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because it's week to week with Darius Slay. I feel like he played well in the first 2 games, and then the last 2 games he's been kind of suspect. I mean, Terry McLaurin is always a bad matchup for Darius Slay because he's quicker, he's faster, and I mean, he's the do the dog. I feel like Darius Slay play better against bigger wide receivers that don't have as much quickness and stuff like that because he could get his hands on them and he could fight through their arms and stuff like that. But when he going against the quicker dudes, I mean, he be getting abused sometimes. And I don't feel like it's Darius Slay not playing his best football. I feel like he just has his matchups sometimes. Like, he always plays well against Justin Jefferson for the most part because Jefferson right there in your face, man. He gonna hit you with some shifty routes and stuff, but he's not the quickest dude in the world. But a Terry McLaurin, the dude is he has breakaway speed and he's quick and he runs good routes. So, I mean, he's a tough matchup for anybody. I feel like Darius Slay gonna bring his A game this week though, man. Just because you hear all the chattering about he being old, he getting old. Dudes actually talking about they want to trade Darius Slay. I'm like, bro, Darius Slay gonna have a hell of a game this week.
And he says, no, he don't think he is. Yeah, I don't know, man. Slay is Slay, man. He's definitely going to make his plays. I feel like if that lines in what their job is, we won't have to worry so much about it. We just got to see how this Rams team comes out. They're hungry for a win. We're hungry for another win. But I really feel like this week's going to come down to these Bulldogs. Up front, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. They're going to dictate the whole rest of this game. And don't forget Josh Sweat, because Josh Sweat's having a great season as well, man.
Hell of a season. So
I feel like, why don't people talk about Sweat? You don't ever see him in the news.
I think you just get lost in all the passes.
Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox. You don't ever hear no one talking about Sweat. You even hear him talking about BG. You ain't hear him talking about Sweat.
I think Sweat just get lost in all the pass rushers we have, bro. Well, he's been consistent since he's been the starter on this team, man. The dude always coming up with big plays, hella pressures. I mean, he's great in the run game, too. He can stop the run at that defensive end position. I feel like he doesn't get talked about just because of what you said, all the names in front of him. I mean, So he
But
just
how can you not put him in the head of the list?
it's crazy, bro.
The
Because
way he plays, he
last
should be
year
up there.
he
You should
had a
talk
hell
about
of a
Sweat
season.
first.
Had a hell of a season last year, and they still don't talk about the dude.
That's the Carter one. Do I have the Sweat one on here? I was like, I had the Sweat one up here. His numbers are crazy. Like, he's doing big things right now. No one even talking about Sweaty like that. Is that one in? Yeah, from the Falcons game, 8 pressures, 3 hurries, 4 quarterback hits, a sack, and a forced fumble. And Sweat's doing this big one this year. And no one's giving him no love out there. No love out there. You ain't hearing nothing about it.
Bro, it's just like a Sam Reddick in Carolina and Arizona, bro. If you, if you got them people in front of you, or you one of them teams that really not as broadcast, you gonna have dudes like Sweat on your team. Dudes ain't talk about BG for a long time either until like later on in his career.
But you gotta realize BG wasn't even BG until later on in his career. Remember, we almost traded BG because he wasn't doing nothing.
Right, yeah. BG was about to be a New York Giant.
Yeah. And that one year we thought he was gone, he ended up staying, and from that year on, he's been balling. He's been hooping, getting better every year.
Sure.
What do you think is the give me 3 big challenges the Eagles need to worry about this tomorrow?
All right, so one is Matt Stafford is not he's not as mobile as a Sam Howell or one of those dudes, but he can beat you with his legs if you let him. Gotta worry about little scrambles on third. We just gotta worry about that Sean McVay offense, period. Because like I said, he runs plays to scheme dudes open. I mean, you don't gotta be the biggest best player in the world for Sean McVay to get you the football. So it could be anybody having a breakout game. It could be a third tight end. It could be the 5th wide receiver on the depth chart. This dude just don't care. If you're on the field, he's going to try to scheme you open, especially with dudes that you're not game planning for. So a lot of stuff like that. Like, we got to watch out for the screens. They know about our pass rush. They got a lot of exotic screens, wide receiver screens, stuff like that. And you can get got if your main focus is rushing the passer. You can get got with one of those screens. So, I don't feel like their run game is going to really be as effective against us because we're one of the better run stopping teams in the league. But if they do get into a rhythm and they do start 5 yards here, 6, 7 yards here, then they could come back and kill you with that play action. I love watching Sean. Not against us, but I love watching Sean McVay offense, man. It just looked like poetry for real. The dude, he's really a great offensive coordinator. Our secondary, man, they got to come to play. They got to come to play because it's going to be plays where our defensive line is not going to get as much pressure as we want them to. But y'all still got to hold up in coverage. Y'all can't just be having a lot of broken coverages and stuff like that. And our offensive line, we got offensive line. I know they're sturdy, but we got to contain Aaron Donald, man, because that's the best pass rusher, one of the best pass rushers in the league. And he can wreck a football game if you let him. That's really my 3 right there.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like the secondary for sure. That's what I'm really gonna. This is gonna be. I feel like this is a real. Like I know Justin Jefferson, the Vikings. That was a nice little receiving core with the rookie over there from USC, Addison or whatnot. But this is gonna be a real test for them. Having Brown out, having Maddox out, having like a lot of key pieces out. This is gonna be a real test for them this week. Going against that rookie that's all world, and you got Cooper Kupp coming back. Higbee still over there. They got some good passing weapons, like you said too. And Stafford's a better quarterback than what's his dude's name? Cousins. Cousins. I think Stafford's better than Cousins. So you got to really watch out. Like you said, if you let Stafford get hot, I've watched too many games. Stafford's put up huge numbers in football games. Like people don't realize this dude done put up huge numbers. And you let him start getting hot like he let Sam Howell get hot. You let him get hot like that, we're gonna lose this football game straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because he will light your ass up and not think too much about it. So I'm really worried about the Stafford and past the secondary. Really letting us down this week. But I do believe that Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter and his defensive lines will definitely get after Stafford and hopefully minimize him to that. Number two would be like you said, Aaron Donald, man, because he is the focal point on the defense. He is that guy. They don't have Ramsey back there no more. You know what I'm saying? At the cornerback spot. This is the guy that you got to worry about. If you cannot lock him up, we are going into the game with a new starting right guard. You know what I'm saying? If I'm the Rams, I'm putting them there every single down. Okay? I'm not going to put them against Landon Dickerson. I'm not going to put them against Jason Kelsey. I'm not going to put them against Milata. I'm not going to put them against Lane Johnson. I'm going to put them against Opeta all game long and see what the hell Opeta got. And I'm not saying Opeta will stand up probably someplace, but hey, she should be able to win some of those matchups. I'm throwing help this way, but if this guy comes in and takes over the game, it's gonna be a wrap too. Because Jalen Hurts don't need to be getting hit like that, and I think that that's a weak spot on our offensive line right now. We got a weak spot, and until he proves otherwise, that's what I would target all game long. I'll throw linebackers with them there. I'll throw, two players to run through the same gap just to see if this guy can hold up. So that'd be my second little weakness there. And third is just the coaching. Are you guys learning from your space from week to week? Are you learning from your mistakes week to week? Are you going to go in there with the same game plan? Are you, open it up a little bit more? Are you going to tighten it up a little bit more in defense? These are the coaching strategies this is what we talked about the whole first year with Gannon and the Steichen. We talked about this the whole first year. We made it to the playoffs, right? We talked about that they need to mature. They need to get to that next level. And yes, they did get to that next level last year. But is this what we're doing this year? Do we have to wait till next year before these guys be looking super ultra? I don't want to wait till next year. This team is ready now. We need to put it down on the floor now. And you guys need to show up and show out. If not, then why we hire you?
Right.
Why you got the job? Come out here and show us that you guys earned this job. You already knew what we were about last year. If you know a football team that high in the Super Bowl plays away from winning the Super Bowl, you should be ready. You should have took all off season, working on your craft to try to get us back there. You know what I'm saying? So the coaching, Aaron Donald, and freaking that secondary, probably my three biggest worries for this year. So give me three hot takes. And we get out of here.
Three hot takes. One. One, I feel like, damn. All right, so three hot takes. One, this week, Dallas got to get over 6 catches and 100 yards.
There you go. I like it.
The dude has been basically a no-show in his offense, and it kind of confused me because Brian Johnson ran that Florida offense with Kyle Pitts. So it's kind of confusing me. Like, you kind of could use Dallas Goedert as a Kyle Pitts type of player.
But he's open a lot, too. We didn't get him the ball.
He opened a lot, but a lot of the times he's not the number one or number two option on the play. That's why he's not really getting hit like that. Because Hurts looking here, and then boom. By the time you get to the third option, he already running for his life for real. So, I feel like we got to dial up more plays for him. We got to move this dude around in the formation a little bit more. We got to put him up against different matchups. Because he's been blocking his ass off all season. That's really all he's been doing for us for real. So Dallas Goedert over 6 catches, over 100 yards, and a touchdown.
Nice.
I feel like this is gonna be a Jordan Davis game. Because of the way Sean McVay runs his offense. If you watch it, his offense, he's trying to get to the edge, move the pocket, stuff like that. And they're in the middle of their offensive line is weak. So if we can get Jordan Davis with hella penetration this week, I feel like he pulls off at least 2 sacks, 4 to 5.
Yeah. I like that.
Another hot take: Reed Blankenship might have 2 interceptions this week. Matthew Stafford is a gunslinger. He feels like he can fit the football into any Where? So with Reed Blankenship, his experience and him reading offenses, I feel like Blankenship, if it's not 2 interceptions, it's gonna be an interception and probably a forced fumble this week for Reed Blankenship.
I like him. I like him. Those are nice one, man. You done took a couple of mine and you made one I didn't think about. I must go. My hot take's gonna be we keep Aaron Donald at bay. He don't get no sacks. He might get a tackle, but no sacks, definitely no strip fumble, no pressures like that. We keep him at bay all game long, and that's a hot take when we talk about the best defensive tackle in football. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a hot take that I can go with our off the line, even with Opeta. We keep him at bay this week. Um, One of my hot takes always Jordan. Jalen Hurts getting over 400 yards. I'm gonna keep having it. I'm gonna keep saying it until he does it. I don't give. You know, I might be saying it for the next 2 years, but I'm gonna keep saying it. Hot take. Jay Hurts get down. I want to see my quarterback get 400 yards passing. I know he can run the football. I know he can get 350 yards, but I want to see that 400-yard game where he's just sitting back in there, airing it out to all these receivers. And I think having Quez Watkins back can help that stat get a little bit higher because AJ does his thing, Devontae always does his thing, Goddard does his thing. But having that really deep threat that you can get 80 yards on one play, like a Quez Watkins out there, that can help him get there. So Jalen Hurts getting that 400-yard game up his belt. And like you said, really, Jordan Davis and Carter, I say both of these guys together get 4 sacks. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be 4 sacks in the middle of the football field. The way they push the pocket is ridiculous out there. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be hard to stop. And I think that they're looking for this opportunity to go show that they are really some of the best defensive tackles in football. Like, by the end of the season, I really think there's going to be 1-2 in terms of defensive tackles at that position. Both of these guys are going to be all pro. Both of these guys will be in the Pro Bowl the way they're working right now. Jordan Davis does something different. And the reason why I give Jordan a little bit more credit because he actually stops the run too. Like Jordan Davis is a plugs up that hole like none other. Like even last year before he got hurt, I remember as his rookie year before he got hurt, we were top 5 in run stopping. And this year we're number 1 in run stopping, with him being healthy. So it's like he obviously makes a big change in that defensive line in terms of stopping the run, but he is showing that he can get it after the quarterback too. So I think 4 sacks between our defensive line, the interior part of our defensive line. That'd be my third one. So we're gonna see how it works out tomorrow. Score prediction for a big trade out.
All right, so like I said, I feel like if we bring our A game, the Rams can't bang with us for 4 quarters. I feel like it's gonna be a close game. For the first 3, but talent overrides everything. I feel like we pull away and win this by 2 touchdowns. My score is my score Rams 17, Eagles 34.
Okay, I like that one. I like that one. That's a good score right there. I was going 31-17 Eagles. We go to LA, we handle our business. The game's tight first half, but we pull away the second half. Talent outweighs everything. And we got way too much talent on this football team to be losing to the Rams. I'm sorry. They're not that great a football team. They haven't been that great a football team the last couple of years. Don't just, let that Super Bowl hype keep dragging along every year by year thinking that these guys are about to beat somebody. We are that team. We are undefeated. We are definitely, we got Sean decided, knows this team inside out. So we definitely should win this football game 31-17. And when the Eagles go 5-0, man, everybody expected, I didn't really expect the Eagles to lose the game till they hit that hard stretch. And if we lost one, then that would be, what it would be. But, these first couple of games right here, we're going to keep winning. And we're going to keep showing you guys that we will be back in the Super Bowl this year. And we are going to be Super Bowl champions this year. So it's a redemption road, baby. It's time to get it going, baby. He said that's my score position, 31-17. There you go, Eddie. You know what time it is for sure. So, hey, another episode's down in the books. Next time, I know we haven't been having a show very often. So, I noticed when we have it more frequently, more people come on. And it won't be so much of a me and Trey talk day. But I love talking football. And I haven't talked football with my brother from another mother for a while now. So it's been great. We definitely got to get out here a little bit more often. We try to get this at you once a week here. But like I said, any final words from you, Trey, man?
Oh, bro, this is another opportunity to stay undefeated, man. That's all I really got to say. No matter how we get it, long as we get it. I don't care if it's a rough, drag out, gritty game, a blowout, a game we gotta come from behind and win. Long as we get that W, that's all that matter right now. Because our goal is Super Bowl, but our goal is to go 6-0 before we get to this crazy stretch in football. Our
Yes,
next
sir.
two games are the Rams and the Jets. Easily winnable games. Easily
Definitely.
winnable games. You hit that stride 6-0. Now you got some room to lose a game or two or something like that and still be straight. The Cowboys already got a loss on their schedule. Might have another one tomorrow because they're going up against the
That
49ers.
I
And I feel like the 49ers are a better football team than them.
they'll
So,
win.
yeah. So, I mean, we straight. We straight. We gunning. It's week to week, man. It's week to week. Let's get it. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yes, sir. And like the church says, let's keep the main thing the main thing, and that's getting W's. Winning W's, not be the standard. And that's what the standard is here in Philadelphia: getting W's, getting wins, and stacking wins. So I think the Eagles go into LA tomorrow. We're gonna stack another win up on there, and it, like you said, it doesn't matter how it happened. We can be pulling our hair out by the end of the game, but as long as we get that W, that's all that matters. So you guys stay locked in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe on all channels, man. We definitely gonna keep bringing that Eagles content. One Trey Rock, BG31 in the building, and we out. Peace.
Birds on the line, the one Trey Rock, the Bird Game 31. This show is for you, the Eagles fan.